Are we truly surprised anymore when the NFL's relentless churn threatens to discard even its brightest young stars, especially when a franchise seems to be navigating a strategic labyrinth of its own making? Or have we as fans become so accustomed to the cutthroat nature of professional football that every shocking rumor simply elicits a knowing, cynical nod? The Atlanta Falcons, a team ostensibly poised for resurgence, now find themselves at the center of a swirling vortex of trade speculation, with a prominent young pro bowler potentially on the chopping block. This isn't just a whisper in the wind. It's a stark reminder that in the NFL, loyalty is a luxury, and every player, no matter how talented, is ultimately an asset to be leveraged. Even as the crisp autumn air of the regular season is still a distant promise, the NFL's rumor mill grinds on, ceaseless and unforgiving. And this time, it's a bombshell that could send shockwaves through the league. The Atlanta Falcons, a team with aspirations of clinching the NFC South, might be considering trading their dynamic young tight end, Kyle Pitts. This isn't a story about a struggling veteran or a roster filler. This is about a former top 5 overall pick, a player whose talent has flashed with undeniable brilliance, now potentially facing an uncertain future. It's a testament to the league's brutal pragmatism, where even the most promising talents can become trade bait if the team's grand plan veers off course. To truly grasp the gravity of this situation, one must first understand the Falcons' recent history, a narrative punctuated by bold, often perplexing decisions. Remember the seismic shift just a year ago? The Falcons inked Kirk Cousins to a staggering $180 million contract, signaling a clear win-now mentality, a commitment to a veteran quarterback to lead them out of the wilderness. Then, just weeks later, in a move that left analysts and fans alike scratching their heads, they selected quarterback Michael Penix Jr. with the 8th overall pick in the 2024 NFL Draft. This wasn't just a pivot, it was a dizzying pirouette, a strategic maneuver that highlighted a front office unafraid to make audacious, and some might say contradictory, moves. This precedent, this willingness to operate outside the conventional playbook, looms large over the current Kyle Pitts speculation. If a franchise can commit massive resources to one quarterback only to draft another in the top 10, what other sacred cows might be vulnerable? The Falcons, for all their talent and ambition, haven't tasted an NFC South title since 2016. That's a long drought for a city that craves consistent success. The pressure is immense, the expectations are high, and the margin for error is razor-thin. So, what happens if this season, despite the significant investment in Cousins and the overall roster, the Falcons stumble out of the gate? What if they find themselves languishing in the division or falling hopelessly behind in the frantic chase for a wild card playoff spot? This is the crucible, the what-if scenario that the Athletic's Jeff Howe believes could trigger a monumental decision. Howe suggests that if the Falcons falter before the November 5th NFL trade deadline, they may not hesitate to move their 24-year-old tight end. The very thought sends a shiver down the spine of any fan who has invested hope in Pitt's prodigious talent. Let's talk about Kyle Pitts. Drafted 4th overall in 2021, he arrived in Atlanta heralded as a generational talent, a tight end with the speed of a receiver and the physicality to dominate the middle of the field. He wasted no time making an impact, becoming the first rookie tight end since Mike Ditka to surpass 1,000 receiving yards in his debut season, earning a Pro Bowl nod in the process. He was a mismatch nightmare, a dynamic weapon who could stretch defenses and create explosive plays. The excitement was palpable, the future seemingly limitless. However, subsequent seasons, plagued by injuries and inconsistent quarterback play, have seen his production dip, leading to a narrative of immense potential yet to be fully unleashed. The flashes are still there, the breathtaking athleticism, the ability to make impossible catches. But the consistent game-breaking impact expected of a top 5 pick hasn't always materialized. This isn't a knock on Pitt's talent, but rather a reflection of the complex ecosystem of an NFL offense and the immense pressure placed on such high draft selections. Now, the potential trade of Pitts is complicated by a significant financial hurdle, his contract. He is set to earn a substantial $10.8 million in 2025, the final year of his rookie deal. This isn't pocket change. It's a considerable sum for a team to absorb, especially when they would also be looking to sign him to a long-term extension. As Hal points out, the obstacle there, though, would be the balance of Pitt's $10.878 million salary. This makes finding a fair trade price a delicate balancing act. Teams interested in Pitts would need to factor in not only the immediate cap hit, but also the massive extension he would command as a former top 5 pick with Pro Bowl credentials. It's a high-stakes poker game where the acquiring team would be betting big on his untapped potential and committing significant future cap space. It's worth noting that this isn't the first time Pitt's name has surfaced in trade discussions. Teams have reportedly expressed interest in the past, but the Falcons at those junctures were seemingly unwilling to part with their prized asset. But circumstances change, and the NFL is a league of constant evolution. If the Falcons find themselves in a situation where they can't make progress on a long-term extension with Pitts, perhaps due to differing valuations or a strategic shift, then the logic becomes brutally simple. Why not trade him for the best offer available? Losing a player of Pitt's caliber for nothing in free agency would be a catastrophic misstep, a squandering of a premium draft pick and years of development. The prospect of recouping assets, especially future draft capital, becomes increasingly appealing if an extension appears unlikely. However, the Falcons find themselves in a unique and precarious position, a strategic tightrope walk between competing imperatives. On one hand, their fervent hope is to be celebrating an NFC South title, not contemplating the painful decision of trading away a cornerstone player. Their entire offseason, from the Cousins signing to the Penix draft pick, was predicated on building a contender, not dismantling one. The idea of trading away talent runs counter to this win-now philosophy. But here's where the plot thickens and the Falcons' recent decisions create an even deeper conundrum. Atlanta has already traded away their first-round pick in the 2026 NFL Draft. This is a critical piece of the puzzle. If they were to trade Kyle Pitts, it would mean parting with a high-upside, young talent. To justify such a move, they would need to receive a substantial return, ideally in the form of high draft picks, to replenish their future draft capital. They are, in essence, in a position where they need to find more ways to stockpile talent on the roster, not get ready to sell off what they already have. Trading Pitts without a truly compelling haul of draft picks would exacerbate their long-term talent acquisition challenges, especially with a future first-rounder already gone. It's a classic catch-22. They need to win now, but if they don't, they might have to sell off a key piece, which could hurt their ability to win later, especially without that 2026 first-round pick. This situation encapsulates the inherent tension in modern NFL roster management, the delicate balance between immediate contention and sustainable future success. The Falcons are walking a tightrope with the specter of past underperformance and the weight of massive offseason investments hanging heavy. The potential trade of Kyle Pitts isn't just about one player. It's a referendum on the direction of the franchise, a litmus test for their strategic resolve. It speaks to the brutal reality that in the NFL, every player is a commodity, every contract a negotiation, and every season a high-stakes gamble. For fans, it's a roller coaster of emotion, from the soaring highs of potential to the gut-wrenching lows of strategic recalculations. So, as we brace ourselves for the upcoming season, the question isn't just whether the Falcons will win the NFC South, but what the cost of failure might be. Will Kyle Pitts, the electrifying talent, remain a Falcon, or will he become another casualty of the NFL's relentless business machine? The answer will undoubtedly shape the narrative of this Falcons era, leaving a lasting impression on a franchise that seems determined to keep us all on the edge of our seats. What do you make of this potential bombshell should the Falcons hold onto Kyle Pitts, banking on his undeniable talent to eventually fully blossom within their new offensive scheme? Or is it time to cut ties if they stumble, seeking to maximize their return for a valuable asset? Let us know your thoughts and predictions in the comments below. We want to hear your perspective on this high-stakes dilemma. And if you're as captivated by the strategic chess match of the NFL as we are, Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more exclusive insights and breaking news from around the league.